Hey there, how's it going? Jonnythegamer here, and on this channel I'm all about playing PSP games and letting you know if they're worth your time to play. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Tokobot. So let's get this thing started. So just a little bit more about this game. It was produced or developed by Tecmo, which later went on to become Koei Tecmo, and they are notable for games such as Dead or Alive, Fatal Frame, Monster Rancher, and Ninja Gaiden, just to name a few. Alright, so the first question I have written down is, what is my favorite character to play as? And the answer is the only playable character, which is the main character, Bolt. Alright, next question I have is this game difficult? And the answer is, hell yeah, it's difficult. It's very difficult. It requires a lot of precision, and it's difficult. How is the music in this game? It's okay. The last game I reviewed was Castlevania, and you can't go wrong with Castlevania music. So I don't know, just going from that to this, it felt really lackluster. It kind of is like elevator music a little bit. There's no melody. It's just sort of like quiet elevator chill beats. Nothing to write home about really, unfortunately, with the music on this game. I wrote down, escaping from the castle would have been a lot funner if they made your abilities easier to use. It was frustrating in the wrong ways. Alright, so the next question is, how is the level design? I thought it was kind of basic, but basically when I start a PSP game, a lot of them have very, very small worlds, and I enjoy the ones that make it feel like the world is pretty big, you know? And this game didn't do a terrible job of that. There are cliffs that you see in the distance, and they kind of did this neat graphic where it does look like you're up on a cliff. So there was actually some neat level design. It wasn't horrible. Alright, so how is the story in this game? So I wrote down, very cute so far, reminds me of Ape Escape in a way. The boy you play as, Bolt, discovers the Karakuri Tokobots, I'm probably not saying that right, an ancient technology basically. The Tokobots only obey me and mimic me. Kind of neat. You find out... Sorry, I might need to make the text bigger. I'm getting old. All right, maybe not. So you find out the main protagonist's name is Fuel, and that he worked under Mr. Canewood and did research for him and left the army about 2 years ago. Fuel took 4 Tokobots and apparently is hiding in Grinder Valley. So of course, you have to go rescue the Tokobots. The characters are generally likable. Ruby is one of the main characters that helps guide you through the game and help you with a lot of things. So you also meet Bart, who is interested in your skills and the Tokobots. He's evil, obviously, and has a castle. I really liked the look of the castle. So you start to learn about something called the Power, and learned that you need 8 pieces and your Tokobots to access an area called Master Gear that holds the power. And obviously Fuel wants that power to take over the world. So I hope that wasn't too much information. I have to write it down, otherwise I'm like, what story? What? There was a story in that game? I'm terrible about that, so I have to write it down and kind of remind myself.
Oh yeah, that's what's happening.
So overall, I have to say this game did a pretty decent job with the story. Alright, so my next question, I don't know why I'm looking at the game. Why am I get distracted by the box art. Next question is replayability. Is this game replayable? And my answer is, in my opinion, not really. I have like basically no desire to go back and play it. Unfortunately, I went through it, I did it, and I played it on my console, so there was no fast forward. I didn't emulate it, so I didn't use the, quick rewind and all that, save states, so I played it organically, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. If I recommend, if you're gonna play it, do it on an emulator, because that would have been nice. But for some reason, I just wanted to raw dog it, and it was hard. It was a pain. Yeah, so my answer is no replayability for me. It's too much precision, too much dying. I probably died like over 100 times easily throughout the playthrough of the game. Alright, so the next thing I have written down is what makes this game unique. I think my answer is the Tokobots and the way you use them. They link together, they hold hands, and you like spin them around, and it can be like a helicopter move, or you can link up behind you and he swings them forward and it becomes like a giant like sword almost. So I thought that was actually pretty unique and cool about the game. Alright, so my next question I have is, what do I like about this game? Oh, this should be quick. No, I'm kidding. So the reward of gaining 2 new Tokobots after beating a boss. So later in the game, your Tokobots get lost and you're down to like 4 because you had 8. And you get down to 4, you're half the Tokobots that you had before. So getting them back after you defeat a boss is actually pretty significant. Like, it felt good to have them back because that determines a lot of the gameplay. So having more is always a help, a big help. It was actually significant getting those Tokobots back, so I liked that. Alright, so another thing I like about this game is that it has like these train segments. So you have a bunch of different abilities that you unlock throughout the game, which is pretty cool, and one of them is this train. So your Tokobots, they turn into a train, and you ride in the train and go for a train ride, and it's like swervy, and it goes up and down, side to side, and you control the character, the train, and you have to go side to side to avoid stuff, and you can launch like a bomb to eliminate an obstacle in the way and stuff like that. And I just thought it was really cool. It kind of gave me Ape Escape vibes. There's a segment in that game that's similar, and I love Ape Escape. And it also reminded me of Donkey Kong, like Minecart Madness, because you can jump the train over the gaps, and it's just like a single rail. You'll probably see it. I'll show you some gameplay. All right, next up is what did I dislike about the game? And my answer is the Tokobots not snapping into place when you hold the R button fast enough. So you hold the R button, and that is how they form their like weapon, and you can switch between like these weapons. Well, there's 3. I wish there were more. I do wish there were more, but it's still cool how it works. You hold the R button, and so that was my complaint, is that sometimes you really need them to form that like sword motion, and they take forever to snap into line and snap into place. So that was a bit of a gripe for me. And then the main gripe for me, just what I hate about this game is how slow Bolt runs. It is excruciating. You never unlock anything in the game that lets you run faster. Luckily, the areas aren't that huge. They kind of made, I mean, it's a PSP game, like I keep saying, but I don't care. I want to be able to just run around and explore quicker than he's able to do. So it's like he's running through molasses, man. It's so bad. So I hate that. All right, so the next question is, are there any unlockables in this game? After you beat the game, you do unlock something called Original Time Attack Mode. You just go and try to beat the levels as fast as you can again. And why I don't like this is because the game already has you do this. The game already has you go back into each level again with harder enemies, and it's already hard enough. So I don't know why you would want to go yet again to these areas. So the unlocks in this game suck, the unlockables. All right, and next I do want to mention that there was a glitch in this game, because I always like to mention if it's really glitchy. Luckily, it only happened one time and I got footage of it, so I'll show you what the glitch was right here. The normal jump button, which is X, doesn't do anything. The joystick doesn't get you out of it. So I am just completely left with the only option, which is to return to the main menu and lose all of my unsaved data. So yeah, I don't have much to complain about though. It was one time. I mean, unfortunately, I did have to exit out. And the good positive part of that is that I didn't have too much ground to make up to get back to that point. All right, so we're almost done, guys. We are almost done. Thank you if you've made it this far. You're awesome. Comment lightsaber in the comments. I don't know if you made it this far. So, did I rage quit during my playthrough? And the answer is yes. I did get really mad, and I think I have footage of that as well. Okay. Oh, see that? It's damn near impossible. After I filmed it, I stopped playing because I was just so frustrated. So I think that counts. I did rage quit during this game. All right, so the most important question you're probably waiting for, and it is this game worth playing? And I feel like it's not for everybody. I feel like I would recommend it to people that like Ape Escape, with the caveat that you don't run around very fast and it is kind of more puzzle based. If you have a lot of patience, then I would recommend this game. If you don't have patience and you don't like trial and error, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do and you like that sort of thing, you like that challenge, then I would definitely try it out and I would recommend it. All right, so yes, that's the review. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you drop a like if you liked it and hit the subscribe button. I've got lots more PSP content and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.